Hello, and welcome to the Metaphysical Society for Conscious Living. My name is Lorraine Jensen, and I'm here today as your host, and very excited to be introducing my good friend, Sherri Kozubal. Welcome, Sherri.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Before we continue, I just want to tell you a little bit about us. So the Metaphysical Society for Conscious Living is open to those seeking community, connection, personal and spiritual development, and offers an opportunity to feel connected and empowered by providing educational seminars, workshops, podcasts, and conferences. My guest today, as I said, is Sherri Kozubal, and Sherri's talk will take place on March the 7th at the Unitarian Fellowship Hall at 595 Township Road in Nanaimo. Begins at 7 o'clock. And
Town
Sherri's
site.
town site, what did I say?
Township, but it sounds good.
Unitarian Fellowship Hall at 595 Town Site Road. Thank you, Sherri. That's what friends are for. And the topic of Sherri's talk is to make the woo-woo normal. And I think that's a really important and appropriate talk in today's time and age.
Yeah.
So before we begin, let me tell our audience a little bit about who Sherri is. I know her very well, but not everybody else does. Sherri is a certified clinical hypnotherapist as well as an NLP practitioner. She is also a sleep technologist and has been a respiratory therapist for 30 years. She doesn't even look 30, does she? The energy work that she does is not classified as any specific modality. It's something that she has developed over time with hypnosis. Sherri, I'm going to come back to the next paragraph with you. Now, I've known Sherri for about 15 years and have come to know her and her family very well. And what I know about Sherri is that she is grounded. And Sherri knows who she is. And as a result of Sherri know who she is, you know who she is. She knows who she is, and she knows what she knows. And what she knows is a lot. What she knows is a lot. You know, when I met Sherri, she was questioning how she was going to show up in this realm. And over the years, she is shining in this area.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
So Sherri says of herself that she's a bridge healer between Eastern and Western medicine. Her goal is to make holistic healing normal and to show people how gifted they are. She says that we are all meant to use our gifts to the best of our ability. Now,
I love that thought you just got.
I know you did, and I did too. So I'm going to go there.
Go for it.
I'm going to say that again. Sherri's goal is to make holistic healing normal and to show people how gifted they are. We were all meant to use our gifts to the best of our ability. And one of my questions, Sherri, is that, where is it? Many of our viewers and the people that are coming to the events are also aware that they have a gift. They know they have a gift, or they think they have a gift, or do they have a gift?
Yeah.
And they're scared of it. Or they're either scared of it and don't know what to do with it, or they're excited about it and don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So this is the year of the light worker, and we need all the help we can get. So what would you advise others when facing their fear or the unknown?
Okay, so I had, you know me on this one, I had quite a love-hate relationship with my gift, so to speak. So I couldn't see a place for it in the world, but I dreamt of one that could see a place in this world for it, that could be relatable for people in a way that supported them how they needed to be supported. And I knew I didn't have to understand that. I knew I didn't have to understand what it was people needed. I just wanted to be able to show up completely authentically. And then just by doing that, was enough for them to do the same. And I believe that's how light workers really shine in the world. There's no limitations, there's no limiting beliefs, that sort of thing. So going back to the question of how you bring that forward, it's a journey. I just started leaning into it on my own. I kept it on my own and developed it on my own, and I got curious instead of looking at things out of fear. And why torture me with this stuff when I can't put it in this world right now? I came out of that perspective. That's what hypno taught me, to take it into a perspective where I could see it in my world. And when I developed it and understood it enough, and I don't have to understood, I still don't understand a lot of the things that I do, but when I felt familiar with it, when I accepted it, acceptance was huge for myself, then it was okay to put out in the world, because it was okay that other people didn't accept it. It was more that it was doing for me what I needed to do in this world to show up how I needed to show up. So it was a journey that I kept to myself for a little bit. I talked to people like you. I talked to people close to me, like my husband's amazing, Jason, he's just amazing. He is the most physical, straight up 3D kind of guy you'll ever meet.
Yes, he
But
is.
but he accepted all of my craziness because he saw how it did help in our world. And as I got more and more comfortable with the fact that it could possibly show up in this world for other people in a beneficial way, then it started coming out. But it just takes time. It takes time. It takes love. It takes acceptance. It takes familiarity. So yeah, it's a journey.
So if I'm sitting here and I know I've got this gift and I'm afraid to go out, I'm afraid to go into big crowds, I've heard, to where a lot of people might be and lots of energy is.
Yeah.
What might be the first thing I do for myself?
Oh, boundaries are huge. It's the first thing I teach people is boundaries. So boundaries aren't walls. That's the first thing to understand about boundaries. Boundaries are about understanding what is your space and what you're bringing in that supports you fully and what you're keeping outside of that space. Because there's lots of contrast in the world, challenge, what we call bad things. I call it challenge. And it's meant to show you different perspectives, bring you clarity in different ways. But I think the worst thing we could do is not go into those spaces. You just have to go in with a mindset where your space is your space, and nothing comes through to affect your energy if it doesn't support you fully. Just having that intent, just having that mindset and that practice with it is all you need to go out there. And I feel energy. There's sometimes it's funny, it catches me off guard because I remember one time going into this, it was this space, and it was a church. And I never usually have a problem with churches at all. And I went into this, didn't even get in actually. I was going up the stairs with my husband. We were going to go check it out because it was a neat place. I couldn't get up past the front steps. There was something wasn't having it right there. And that was back when I, didn't really set up my boundaries very well and that sort of thing. But yeah, there's still times it still does catch me off guard. But I know then that it's me not setting my boundaries for how I need to. So keeping out those things that don't support me fully, and attracting the things that do. So yeah, it's just practice.
I love that answer. And, as your realtor, I used to love going into houses with you because I'd stand back and say, is she going to stay in this one, or is she going to come bolting back out of this one?
Yeah, there was a few. There was a few. Yeah, it was funny. I remember that one where we went into, and I picked it up right away. But I'm really good at kind of pretending I don't notice the energies that are around. And, because the moment you give it your focus, they just know. And I was like, no, we're getting through this place because it was important that everyone got their experience, that is this our place or not? I knew it wasn't, but anyways, we go through it, and I remember saying, okay, it was just too much. This energy was too much. So I got out of there. One of my kids comes running out a few moments later.
I remember that. Yeah. I didn't want to bring that up, but I do remember that.
Yeah.
And that's another really good point you just said, for people that, live in the fear or the not knowing what to do with the unknown.
Yeah.
And, that is, I just pretend I don't know. And I pretend I don't know. But when you're pretending not to know, I know you're pretending not to know. I'm sure spirit is as well. And as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, what a great workshop to do. As you know, I facilitate personal development workshops and help people get through their fear and their negative thinking, or turning that thinking around. And to do that and a boundary workshop at the same time would be a great thing.
Well, I think boundaries too. And the thing with boundaries is that people, boundaries are about what do you accept and what do you reject, right? This was taught to me by my hypnotherapy teacher, Jeannie Spencer, years ago. And it's probably the greatest tool that I learned and that I teach other people. And essentially accepting what supports you fully and rejecting what doesn't, right? And it's simple. It's a simple intention, and that's all you set. We use boundary work in a lot of ways in a visualization process with this bubble around you or an energy field to make it something tangible for your mind to work with. But when you do more work with energy in general, you understand it is simply intention of I'm only accepting what supports me and I'm only rejecting what doesn't. And it's simple and clear. But when I first started doing the work, that's what I did. I had to have those visuals with it. So super important. But once you know that, everything else is easy. So.
I love that. I really, really do. And I have so many questions, and my questions go into a really deep place, and I don't know that we have time to go there now.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm just going to read this paragraph, and maybe you can just paraphrase it for us.
Okay.
And then when we get to the workshop on Thursday, the 7th, you can delve deeper into it.
Well, I'm good at deep.
Sorry?
I'm good at deep.
So here it is.
Okay.
Sherri says that as she centers a client in hypnosis, she can notice where their energetic blocks and physical ailments are. Right? So you touched on that. I can feel in their body where it is.
Yeah.
You can walk them through visuals of moving that energy, resulting in improved physical symptoms.
Yeah.
God, I'm hoping you pick me.
Yeah, you know what? If it comes up, because that's what I do is when I'm working with people, and it picks
I know
picks
it does.
for me.
I know it does. I'm only joking.
Yeah.
So you're also able to move with a client through the hypnotic journey and notice when spirit or other energetic changes occur.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, tell me what that means.
That to me was freaky, because a lot of times when we're working with hypnosis, we're working in a state where we are going in with our clients, right? We're going into that calm state. So hypnosis itself, if you want to get in the technical case, we're working with brain frequencies. So we're basically notching down from a higher state of awareness to this. It's a different state of awareness. It's more clear. It's conscious mind off to the side. It's fully subconscious work that we're doing. But when we're in there with that person, what it is doing is I'm in alpha state with them. And so when you're in alpha state, meditative state, that is putting you in that same frequency as spirit. So,
Okay.
so it's, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. That is
No.
that is really amazing.
Yeah, when I first started doing, because I've had experience with spirits since I was a kid, and that was the weirdness about me that I had difficulty embracing. But when I went into the hypno piece, see, for me, it was the bridge of Zen work. You always say, you know, you go in to heal yourself and you end up healing others, and then it flips, right? So when I first started doing that work, it felt really good to me. And I just thought, well, it's good because it's close. But it was that feeling of when I'm in with spirit, when I am tapped in, that's the same as hypnotic state. It's no different. So when I do this work with other people and they're on a journey, because I will take them on a journey, and it depends on what's going on with the client. Sometimes I'm taking them with spirit guides, and sometimes I'm taking them with, you know, deceased family members or family members that are here. And if you talk about quantum theory and all this other thing, it doesn't have anything to do with past, present, future. It's their whole total experience of them as a soul, basically. So when they go into hypnotic state, I'm basically following them. I'll go in with an intention based on what they came to me for. That's the difference between meditative state and hypnosis. We're going in with a focus, but where that takes us depends on what the soul wants to do. So I never know what it's going to be. And I see this stuff sometimes and I go, wow, I'm totally making this stuff up. Right? I think it's got, because it's crazy sometimes, but it's not. It's everything to do with spirit world. It's everything to do with subconscious world.
Do you know who's going to be there when you go there?
No, what happens is we'll get to wherever we're going, or I'll notice an energy come in and I'll know right away whether it's male, female, age. I'll give a description and they'll go, oh yeah, that's so and so. And sometimes people won't see them because especially when I take people to notice family, I'll notice, okay, we need to go to soul family. And there'll be a group of people. And what I notice with spirit is they'll bring in the people that they're most comfortable with first. And the people they really need to see are like second, third in line. They're kind of hiding a little bit. And so if they don't see them in their time, I'll bring them forward and say, I'm just noticing this other person. That's up to you to notice, to deal with, to whatever. And you know, keeping in mind that subconscious, spirit, soul brings up what you're ready for, always.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Very exciting. I am so looking forward to our event on March the 7th. Yes, I am. So anybody that's viewing, if you like what you hear and you want to share this information with your friends, by all means, share this this podcast and then bring your friends with you that evening. So Sherri, I just have one more question.
Sure.
And do you have any events coming up that you may want to talk about that evening or you want to share with us now?
Sure. I mean, I do lots of different things. I work with people one-on-one. I do workshops. I just did a sleep workshop last weekend. Loved it. It was great. I did it with my colleague Gordana Boscovich. She has Higher Ground Wellness Retreat, and she's amazing too. So we did a collaborative workshop on sleep together. We're going to do another one of those in the fall. And that's basically helping people understanding sleep as a shift in consciousness. So we're taking that science of sleep itself. We're bringing in body movement and breath work, the woo-woo part of it, right? Perception, all that sort of thing. And then I also have several programs that I'll run for people that are on my website at breathehypnotherapy.ca. And it's for anxiety and their sleep as well. And there's another couple new ones there. So I'm always developing things all the time. So my focus is on anxiety, sleep, and pain is another big one. So moving pain. That's most of my NLP work. The neuro-linguistic programming works with pain. So we transform pain because 90% of pain is perception. It's not a physical, it's 10% physical.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Sherri.
thank you.
So in a nutshell, Sherri is here to show people how they can relate better with themselves and the world around them by using the mind, body, and soul. Okay.
So important. All
Sorry?
important. You got
All
to
important.
three.
Yeah. And when one does that, challenges such as pain, insomnia, and anxiety, as you just said, transforms from obstacles to opportunities. I love that. So I, for one, certainly look forward to being there on Thursday night I'll sit the front row.
I know you will.
Bear witness to everything that you have to share with us, because I love our conversations. We can talk for hours, and we do. And so yeah, thanks for being here, Sherri.
Thank you.
Please join us on March the 7th at the Unitarian Fellowship Hall at 595 Townsite Road in Nanaimo at 7 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. See you there.